Good afternoon, guys. It's April 28th, right here in the garden. And now we're starting off with the Brussels sprouts. Just want to give you a quick update. He's still in his pot. I just put him in that 5-gallon bucket just to see if I can give him a little bit more water containment. Apparently, the soil I have in his pot drains too quickly, and he was getting a little wilted here and there. Since I've put him in the bucket, he's actually done pretty good. I might actually drain holes in the bucket, fill it with soil, and just let him grow in it. So, not too bad. He's not getting too tall yet. Got a couple little nodes down there. I don't really think you can see him from here. I really can't dig him out the bucket right now. Alright. Over here. These are butterhead lettuces. Now I just actually plucked off a lot of the outer leaves. Try to clean it up. It's getting a little too packed in here. And I did not know, it looks like each butterhead lettuce plant has 2 heads on it. I was noticing that as I was uncovering them. You've got one over here, one sticking out over there. Same over here. I did plant these a little closer together than what they recommend. I was unaware that they were going to double head on me. So I'm hoping that won't come into effect. Plus, it's getting really hot down here in Texas. See our mixed greens? That I actually thinned out quite a bit, and now they're getting kind of taller. I'm pretty sure it won't be too long before they try to start bolting. Keep moving over. See my carrots and my beets. I just watered them. They tend to lay down when I water them. I think the pressure might be a little too high on the hose, but they come right back up. These guys are already coming back up. So my carrots are getting nice, tall greens on them. I heard the greens are actually edible. I haven't really had any inclinations of wanting to eat any, but maybe I'll try it out. And of course, it's in the 90s here in Texas, and has been off and on this week. So you can see my spinach is already bolting. It's been bolting. I thinned it out because most of it was coming over here and covering up my carrots a little too much. I wanted them to get a little more sunlight, so I thinned it out. For some reason, the ones on this side were already really good in bolting. I took them out to see if I could save the seeds. Unfortunately, I think I took them out a little too early, and they hadn't gone to seed yet. They were just pollinating. So I think I saved all the pollen. But as you can see here, these actually look like they have little green seeds already starting on them. I'm going to leave them on the plant, let them get a little brown, a little closer to being ready, so that way for sure I'll get some seeds off of it. We'll have some spinach once the winter comes back around. Alright. My strawberry plant, doing really good. As you can see, I put a pinwheel in there because the birds are getting my strawberries before I can. I put a pinwheel and I put this little spinny wind chandelier thingy right above it. Try to deter the birds from eating all my strawberries. As soon as they turn red, they're going. I even had one that was half red. They ended up eating the half that was red and left the other half there to finish ripening. It was quite hilarious. Now my tomatoes. Tomatoes are looking pretty good. They're getting a little bunched up in here. Definitely next season got to build bigger boxes. Did not get quite as much vegetables as I would have liked to plant a variety of, but it's definitely a learning experience. They're looking really good. Stalks are looking really good on them. And as you can see right here, where you got a few tomatoes, got plenty of flowers coming here and there. I'm going to go ahead and let them start producing. You can see right there, there's the inner. And it's not too thick, but it's real hardy, real thick, like, you know, sturdy. There you go, that's the word I'm looking for. And over here, my tomatillos, purple tomatillos, yellow flowers. Interesting. Okay, we'll let them go. Now these guys are looking pretty thick on the stem, so they're good. I've been trying to pull out all the suckers and unnecessary branches. lot of the side shoots on my tomatoes I'm actually going to plan on trimming off sometime in the future, because they're getting a little, as you can see, they're getting a little too close to the ground here. So I'll probably trim them up a little bit, make them a little prettier, see if I can get them to get a little taller inside my trellis, or my tomato cage. Got these large Texas tomato cages. See how well it works. I don't remember if these are determinate or indeterminate tomato plants. Still haven't got the indigo rose to germinate, so technically they needed warmer soil. I brought the, let's see right here, sitting on my grill out in the sun, hopefully getting enough sunlight to heat up the soil, see if they'll germinate. If not, I've got a couple more seed packets. I'm thinking about getting a seed mat and starting over. Hopefully it's not too late in the season. And of course right here, my peppers. This is a mix of a sweet pepper combo, purple bell peppers, and some banana peppers. Couldn't tell you which one's which. All I know is, from the looks of it, this is our purple bell pepper. You can see right here, the wind wasn't blowing so bad. Right there down here too, you have purple little flowers. So I find it interesting that this one is producing purple flowers, and my purple tomatillo is producing yellow flowers. So, but then again, I believe the purple bell pepper is purple all the way through, and the purple tomatillo is only purple on the outside, and it's going to have a greenish color on the inside, which is going to take away from what I originally intended it for, was some purple enchiladas. Got purple bell pepper, purple tomatillos, and now that I found my purple tomatoes, once I get those germinated and planted in, hopefully we'll have a great stock of purple vegetables, including the purple carrots. Gotta remember, grow to be different. Stuff that you usually won't find at the supermarket. And I'm going to take you, I've got some plants hardening off in the enclosed patio. We're going to take you there, let you see that. But before we do that, let's check out the fruit trees I have. Alright, well, this is outside my garden. I caged up these trees because my dog was getting into them. But as you can see, this one's a mandarin tree. I've got little mandarins going. Looking good. Looking good. You can see down here where he was digging at the soil. Now it's all uneven. And we go over here. This is my plum tree. Hasn't blossomed yet. I just pruned them back this winter. And the green, this is all new green growth. It was just a big brown stick when I got done with it, with a few brown limbs coming off. Now you got leaves coming off of everything and new stems coming out too. Same with the mandarin. I didn't trim it back too much because it's pretty small. This one's the pear, and I did trim this one back quite a bit too. I had like I said, just a big brown stick coming out the bottom, all the way up here with just a few brown stick limbs. And it started its growth really good. As you can see, we've got some limbs coming off the very bottom. Probably trim those up, or maybe try to see if I can save those for new plants. And real quick, just wanted to show you. Right here, you got a little pear. Somewhere hiding in there, that's another little pear. Probably have a handful of little pears on here, about 5, whereas the mandarin produced a good, I want to say at least 15 little mandarins that look like they're getting ready to grow. So we keep an eye on these. And let's go to the enclosed patio. Alright, so right here we're in our enclosed patio. I've got some golden cherries, some ground berries, very similar plants but not quite the same. This one's actually produced a few flowers, but I don't believe I've let it actually pollinate. I had it inside, away from any insects, growing to get a little stronger. The leaves were starting to deter me a little bit. I was a little nervous As you can see, you get a little dead spots on the tips of those leaves, a little yellowish here and there. But you got some good green leaves in there, and a few flower buds. That back one right there has a little flower going. I just didn't want it to be too weak in trying to produce fruit without strengthening up. Now these are perennials, so I'm going to plant these in little buckets, and when the cold season comes around I'll have them back in my garage to keep warm. That's a little cantaloupe coming out of the tray that I've not had very much success with. Seedlings that I was trying to start. This was the only thing that popped up at the time that I had it inside the house. But like I said, I believe bringing it out here in the nice sunny area to give it a warmer soil, hopefully the seeds will actually germinate here in the next couple of weeks. If not, we'll start over. And these are a few bell pepper plants that I just had going, extras. Not quite sure whether I'm going to keep them or pass them around. I'm trying to keep room for my purple tomatoes, the indigo rose, once I get those germinated. But thank you again for joining us. Real quick, let me show you my... Alright, up close look. This is my failure. I believe I put 2 more ground cherries in this little 2 seed pot. Keep them going. This was all 10 of the indigo rose tomatoes. None of them germinated. And from this one and this one, I had a mixture of green squash, the zucchini squash, yellow, I believe it's a crookneck squash, and watermelons and cantaloupes in these. What is that? 10, 15, 20. Alright. 5, 10, 20. Yeah, 20. So I had about 4 or 5 of each plant. Over here were my bean plants. No germination on those either. I had a video on how to make these little seedling pots, but I did not post it waiting to see if they were successful. Unfortunately, they were not successful, so probably not going to pass that. Now this little guy decided to pop up in the last 2 days, so it gives me hope that maybe something else will pop up, especially these indigo rose. I don't mind starting over with the cantaloupe and squash and cucumbers. I was really looking forward to these purple tomatoes and hoping to get them into the garden sooner rather than later. Not too sure what that is. I have to look at my little map. But this one was cantaloupe. That's the one I have in the enclosed patio, so I imagine the cantaloupe and watermelon were in these. So this is probably one of the cucumbers or squash. And I think one of the cucumbers had a few in this one and a few in that one. Try to get some plants going. See which ones to keep. Thank you once again for joining us. Remember, this is just one part of the Mankey project, and I will keep you updated.